Hello there guys and welcome to another episode here in the Kraken Interleagues in Bahrain. The only difference between Bahrain of the real Formula 1 and the Bahrain of this league is that, as well as that it's virtual instead of live in real life. It's going to be on daylight, so I chose my medium tire allocation, the balanced ones. Then I just grabbed my giant only setup for Bahrain. Then I just lowered a bit of my tire pressure, and that's it. Before then I just decided to go for my flying lap, and let's get into that flying lap. So then heading into my first flying lap. The DRS is now activated. I was now ending my lap time, and we finished lap time with the lap time of 128.632, which puts us into provisional pole position. I wasn't that expected to do that thing because in Bahrain I'm not good at this circuit, and that circuit is the most that I suffer, so I wasn't expecting that. So still, let's just improve our lap times because we might get stole away that pole position. And despite still not improving on my second flying lap and not even finishing that lap, and on my third attempt I just left the garage really late. I think they just took me too much time because they were just trying to instead focus on my teammate who was entering the garage and not reaching on time to the line. Still, I got pole position, 1.5 tenths faster than the second placed Jorge. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to get my first pole position since 5 months ago, since Elite League Racing Cup in season 5, when I got that pole position in the Netherlands, but dropped to the third position after a terrible race. Yeah, it wasn't that well. So let's head into the qualifying results. No, I don't think the qualifying results, because I forgot to take the photo of that qualifying. And let's get into the pre-race strategy. So here we are into the pre-race strategy. It's going to be the default one, medium hard, and I was just lowering the fuel down into 29.4 laps, but I decided to underfuel by 52 kilograms. I wanted to put 53 kilograms, but I decided to do 52 in order to risk a little bit. In case there's safety car, I need to conserve my fuel, and also I don't want to finish the race with heavy fuel. And let's get started with the formation lap, which is going to start in 5 seconds. Meanwhile, there are just some players that are yet to be ready, and they're late because now let's start the formation lap. For the first time since 5 months, I'm going to lead the formation lap, and let's see if it's going to be really great. So here we are doing that practice start that unfortunately didn't end up really well, and almost Jorge crashes into us, but fortunately he saw that crash, saw that loss of control with me, and he decided to brake a little bit, and we see that someone has spun. I think it will be struck a million, and meanwhile he's just letting me pass because I think he's should be in the places you need to be. And meanwhile we're just heating up our tires, and I just found out that the reason why I had that steering wheel glitch, it's because one of the wires isn't working well, and we're just seeing that we're overriding the car, heating up too much, and we just went too aggressive, and we just spun all the way into a runoff area. And despite having all of my tries to control the glitch in this circuit, the glitch it's less controllable, and that means that I'll be struggling a little bit, and still I'll just try my best, and Let's see if I can transform that pole position into a win and grab some really good points for the team that I am in the THR esports team. And well, let's see if we can do this thing. Meanwhile, we're just overtaking the other players, re-overtaking them. I don't know, I think it's going to be really illegal, but still I just decided to do that thing because the game says that it's legal, so I'm just going to heat up my tires. And meanwhile, we see that one of the drivers has been disqualified and got their quit slot reset. Meanwhile, we're just going to get our quit slot sparked up and we're just getting up our tires really aggressive, and we're just waiting for the back of the field to be punched up, you know why. And meanwhile, we're just going to get to our parking slot, to our quit slot. I've been telling this previously, seconds ago or even minutes ago, and well, let's see if we're just going to get a quick start painting our pole position. Let's see if we can convert that pole position into a win, just as I said the other time, minutes ago at the beginning of the formation lap. And we just parked our car really great, and we're just going to wait until the other cars get parked up their grid slot and begin the race. So we're just waiting for one player. I think it should be an ERL, and the race is about to begin. About to get turned on those 5 red lights. We're just going to get a great start, and it's lights out, and away we go. We're just getting a good start, and Strucky's just getting a great start, and he's just trying to overtake me around the outside into turn 1. I'm just going to defend from him. He just leaving me a little bit of space, and I fortunately could defend from him, and I'm still maintaining that lead over the race. And look at that gap. We're now 0.5 seconds ahead of the driver behind me, Jimmy. I don't know, I think he's just going to get a great start. I don't know which position got started, but he's now into second place. And we see that Strucky Million has dropped out of the order, and we see that we're just getting a terrible apex into turn 8. But let's see if we can maintain that lead and hope we don't get overtaken by Jimmy into lap 2. But unfortunately that's going to happen, that thing, because getting to turn 1, and we're seeing that Jimmy, it has overtaken us before that corner, and we're seeing that one driver has been retired from this race, and unfortunately we just lost that first place. So unfortunately we couldn't get up into our pace, and we see the virtual safety car has now deployed because of that driver. And well, that's just unfortunate for us that we could lose that first place and not maintain the lead of the race. So well, despite that, well, let's head into the end of the virtual safety car. So well, we're just seeing that our fuel has been a little bit consumed, a little bit less because of that virtual safety car, and that means that I don't need to lift and coast. So that means that I'll be really up the pace and still having chances to attack Jimmy and overtake him and get back to the lead of the race. So we're just waiting until the virtual safety car gets ended, and we're just respecting the delta pace. And well, let's see who gets the drive-through penalty after not respecting the delta time. And we just almost did that thing, almost, and fortunately we just nailed that thing and didn't get the drive-through penalty. But unfortunately it wasn't enough to overtake Jimmy, and well, I didn't want to deploy all of my ERS because I wasn't thinking to overtake him. I was just thinking that, oh well, he's just going to be really slow and I'm just going to overtake him easily. But well, what a great mistake I have done, because I was really wrong. But then into turn 3, DRS is now enabled, and we see that, well, there's now another yellow flags into the straight. I don't know who was that driver, and we're just deploying all of my DRS, well, not deploying, activating my DRS into that straight, and then heading to those corners. We're just seeing that Jimmy has run out of ERS, I think so, because the lights has been into that turn it off, on, off, on. Well, that thing, I forgot what thing was that, and we see that virtual safety car has been deployed, and I don't know if it's going to be a virtual safety car. Yes, it's going to be a virtual safety car, so that means that I'm just going to get more fuel and consume less of my fuel. So well, let's head into the end of the virtual safety car. So we're seeing that the virtual safety car is ending. Well, hope we can get a great relaunch. Stars is now enabled once again, and here we are for lap 4, and we're just seeing that Jimmy isn't giving up, and he's not trying to sit my lead of the race, and instead he's just trying to maintain his lead of the race as hard as he can. And I decided to pull out my ERS, but still decide to turn on my DRS. Well, I just said that to pull my ERS. Well, I think I was meaning that I decided to not deploy all of my ERS and decided to just conserve a little bit, and we're seeing that we have set the fastest sector 1, and we're just trying to catch Jimmy and fortunately overtake him down into turn 9. We're just going to do those corners smoothly, and DRS is now activated, and we don't need to do this very aggressive or else we'll just spin. And well, we just see if we can get the fastest lap, and which in fact we did. But Jorge Chus has still our fastest lap, and we overtake Jimmy round the outside into turn 1, but he's just trying to re-overtake me, but I decided to not give him too much space, but unfortunately I didn't have DRS, and he just re-overtook me still into turn 4. But I decided to do a switchback, but I decided to back up a little bit because I knew that it's not going to end up really well if I decide to continue wheel to wheel with him into those corners. And as you could see, I just got a little bit of a snap of oversteer. That meant that the gap between Jovan and myself is now decreasing, so that means that if I'm not careful I might lose speed too. So that means that I have to be really fast and be really fast, but still careful, because if you get really fast you get too overconfident and you'll spin into those corners because you don't have the same grip as you did in the previous lap because tire wear. So well, let's see if we can overtake Jimmy getting to lap 6. I don't know if we can do this thing. He has better straight line speed than me. Let's see if we can do this thing. Despite closing that gap with him, I decided to go really fast, and exiting into turn 4 we just see that we just overrode the car, almost spinning but still almost losing the second place. But still I decided to defend really aggressive, but still legitimately with Jovan, and that means that I still maintain that P2, but unfortunately I lost way more tenths to Jimmy, although still I decided to get the DRS. Well, I'm just trying to say that still I got DRS, but I just went too wide into turn 10. That meant that I just went from 0.7 seconds to 1 second, well now into 0.9 seconds, 0.8 seconds, but still I'm just losing a little bit of speed into that straight, so that meant that it will be into 1 second. It's still not DRS. Yeah, I was going to say to not get DRS, but yeah, I just got a little bit confused about what am I going to say. And yeah, unfortunately I didn't get DRS, and then heading to lap 8. Hope we can maintain that gap into less than 1 second and still get DRS into the next straight. Something that I think we're just going to have, unless we're just going to oversteer and crash into the wall, something that didn't happen, thank God. And DRS now I have, but still he's just trying to defend me, well, defend from me I'm saying, and well, he's just trying to not cede his lead of the race and give me a tough fight. But then ending lap 9, DRS is now enabled, well, for me, and then I deploy all of my ERS because I plan to overtake Jimmy down the outside into turn 1, and despite squishing me a little bit, I decided to not give up and still try to overtake him around the outside into turn 4, lap 10 now. Let's see if the battle will begin for the race lead. It's going bangers. We're just doing the switchback. I decided to just stay wheel to wheel to pulling off my ERS, but unfortunately they didn't give me space and Jovan crashes into me, and well, that was a little bit of my fault because I decided to just go into that gap that no longer exists. So yeah, I just had to wait a little bit more, but I wasn't patient and I went for it and it ended up really bad. So yeah, it was really bad and I dropped into 5th position. Now heading into lap 12, we're seeing that Jimmy has gone into the pits. I think he's just going for hard tires. Yes, he's going. I think the medium tires has been worn out too much for him, and we're just seeing that Terro, my teammate, is leading the race, and we're just trying to catch Senna because he was like almost 2 seconds behind, ahead of me, and he's now 1.6 seconds, so that means that I can overtake him in the next few laps. But well, let's see if it happens. But well, I was in the decision to box for hearts as well, but well, it was like this is lap 12 and I have to box in the next few laps, not in this lap, but I decided to box still because the medium tires are just wearing out a little bit more than usual. And well, we're just heading to turn 11. We're just trying to do those corners smoothly, and we're just seeing that the tires are now at 59%, almost into the tire deterioration, and well, it has now reached into 60%. So that means that the tires are just going to be really wearing out. So I decided to box, to definitively box for hearts, and well, that's the thing I was going to do in the next few seconds. And well, I just got into the box, into the pits. We must go. Let's go into those hard tires and let's see if we're going to suffer, because the tires are just going to be really cold and takes too much time to heat up our tires. And we see that Storm is right behind us, and I was scared a little bit because I thought that he was literally right behind me, but he was just about to get into the box. But still, if it wasn't for the box and he was to exit the pit lane, well, he would ask me to let him pass me and lose 9th position. And we're seeing that Jimmy is 7.4 seconds ahead of me, and that means that the gap is going to increase because well, our hard tires takes a lot of time to heat up, and the cold tires, they're just really slow, and I don't have much grip, and that means that I'm just going to be really slow in the corners. I was going to say in the cornering speeds, and yeah, I was a little bit gone wide into those corners, locking up a little bit, and the gap has now increased into 8.3 seconds, now 8.4 seconds, then breaking into the 75 meters, and well, between the 50 and the 100 meter mark, heading to turn 12, then into turn 13, breaking those Rolex sports, and we're seeing that the gap has now increased into 8.5 seconds, and we're just seeing that more drivers are coming into the pit, I think for hard tires, but if they started into the hards, they're just going to box for medium tires, and I just got a little bit confused with those words that I'm going to say. And we're seeing that Risa has got into the pit lane and box for hards. Meanwhile, Jorge CHS has gone as well, and I'm just trying to overtake him very easily, but unfortunately he has straight line speed. I don't have. Then into the corners he's just going to be really slow, and I don't think he's just going to let me pass him, and he's just trying to maintain that place as long as he can and ruin my race, and he just pushed me a little bit wide, but still it was a bit fair. and he just blocking me a little bit too much, and I decided to overtake him down the inside into turn 9, complete that overtake into turn 10. DRS is now enabled for me, and now I'm up into 7th place, but unfortunately that meant that I just lost a little bit of 10th with Senna, and that means that it'll take me more laps to come with him and overtake him. So then, ending lap 16, we're just seeing that man, the one who's just blocking us, of course it's just blocking us, and I think he's just helping Senna to be way more ahead of me, and that means that I'm now losing a little bit of the gap between Senna and myself, and I was just trying to overtake him around the outside into turn 1. I just went a bit wide, giving him a little bit of space, but that driver is just trying to just ruin me, and wow, he's just really a... Nah, I forgot what to say about him, and well, despite that, I'm still trying to catch Senna and hope we can overtake him and get into 5th position. And that's the thing I just want to do in this lap. Lap 18, deploying all of my ERS. DRS is now activated. I was just trying to overtake Senna down around the outside into turn 1. I have managed to do this thing really easily, trying to re-overtake me. Senna was trying to do, but unfortunately for him, he didn't do that thing, and well, I was now more than half a second ahead of him, so that means that I'm now into 5th position, but unfortunately I cannot rest too much because Senna is just really fast into the straight, so he might overtake me and maybe lose that 5th position, so I cannot get comfortably because I need to be really fast into the corners in order to balance out the loss between the straights and his in the straight. So well, let's try to do this thing, and we're just setting our personal best sectors and braking smoothly, turning those corners really smooth but still really fast. And well, let's see if we can get my personal best into sector 2. Yes, we can, but well, let's see if we can still maintain that gap with Senna and not overtake me. But still, I don't think he's just going to overtake me in this lap, but I think he will in the next lap. And indeed, he's just trying to do this with me in lap 20, and we see that Inquisitor has gone to the boxes to go for hard tires, and oh no way, Senna has just made a perfect timing because he overtook me, and right after that safety car has been deployed. Oof, what a nice job for him. And well, into lap 20, ending that lap, we're just seeing that some drivers are going to the pits. I decided to go for mediums if all of the drivers boxed, and in fact they're just going to box, and I decided to go for mediums, and here we are boxing into those tires and executing a great pit stop, and oh, hope we can do with those mediums really great things after the safety car. And we're seeing that Patosek has gone into soft tires. I thought it was a terrible idea, but then it was 6 laps to go, and I was realizing the reason why they decided to go for soft tires. Because, well, 6 laps to go, and then safety car was going to end in that lap, so that meant that some of the soft runners will get a greater advantage than the medium runners like me. So yeah, I think I made a wrong choice. So as I said earlier, safety car is in this lap, safety car is in this lap. Well, I might have a great disadvantage to the soft runners, but still I needed to hit up my tires as fast as I can. Well, as aggressive, but still not as aggressive to not wear out my tires. But unfortunately, I didn't get the good relaunch, and that meant that Senna is just trying to overtake me into turn 1. I think he might end up overtaking me, but yeah, he decided to overtake me into turn 1, but he failed it, and I could defend from that player and still maintain that before that turns into third place. I was going to say turn, but yeah, once again I just get confused from the words I'm going to say. I was going to say that it would turn into third place because Battlesep has a 3-second time penalty, and that means that if he's 3 seconds or more ahead of me, that means that his place won't be affected. But if he isn't and he's less than 3 seconds, like in this case, he'll get his place lost and I'll get that podium place. But unfortunately that meant that he was going really fast and I'm not going so fast because he's running with soft tires, and I'm not having that grip that the Battlesep has, and that means that I'm at a great disadvantage, and we're seeing that Senna's just trying to overtake me into the next lap. But well, let's see if we can defend from him. But well, let's see if we can maintain that P3. If Battlesep maintains that gap 3 seconds ahead of me, or is he going to fail? I got another warning, and well, at 25 we're seeing that Senna's just trying to overtake me into turn 1. I think he's just going to do, and I was just trying to defend, but unfortunately I couldn't defend as much as I can, and he just overtook me down the inside into turn 1, and he wasn't leaving me space, and I gave him revenge, and I decided to push him a little bit into the curbs into turn 2, and we're seeing that Storm is just trying to overtake us, but the context is that I have to let him pass me because he told me in the voice chat. So yeah, I painfully decided to cede my position to him and hope he overtakes Senna, and he's just saying that he's spending all of his ERS. So that meant that the reason why he was going so fast is because he was spending all of his ERS, and yeah, it was a bit painful. Dropped down into 6th place, and well, I'm in threat to being overtaken by Jorge Chus because he's a soft runner as well as Truck Million. So that means that I'm not going to have grid compared to these drivers. So that means that I'll get down the order, and well, that's the thing I'm about to be. Well, I don't know what to say. My goodness me, I forgot what to say. But now let's get into lap 26. 4 laps to go. DRS is now enabled. Let's see if I can have DRS from Storm. And we're seeing that Struck has overtaken Jorge, and he's just trying to overtake me into turn 1. He dive on me, and I got a little bit scared, and I decided to leave him a little bit of space, because if I don't leave him space, he's just trying to crash with me, and it'll end up way worse than in this case. And to make things worse, Johan has overtaken me into turn 2, and now I'm down into a position. That safety car relaunch wasn't really good for me. I think it was one of the worst safety car relaunch I ever had, and I locked my brakes, almost crashing into Jovan, and fortunately that didn't end up in a crash, but still I was down into a position 7th place. If Jovan's penalty gets applied, he's had a 3-second time penalty, so that means that I'm just going to be in 7th position as long as I am 3 seconds or less behind him. So 3 laps and a little bit of that lap to go, and well, let's see if we can get that 7th position. But then we head into the final lap of the race. We've maintained that gap with Jovan. I tried to give him battle, but I couldn't do that thing, but still I decided to maintain that gap. And we see that Tero has won the race, and we had to finish 6th position, but we see that Jimmy has won the race. And wait, no, that something is wrong. That should be illegal. That should be illegal. Jimmy has jumped from 9th position all the way into the win, into the race lead, into the win. So that means that he won the race illegitimately. So yeah, he was just a little bit confusing, but still was illegal. And
I decided to talk with Bernie about that thing, about Jimmy winning the race legitimately, and just like happened to me in Brazil, I just got into third place with the glitches, but I think they just dropped me from the podium, so that means that they just got respawned from the glitch. And these are the race results. It was a 1-2-48 chart because I just got a message for Bernie that they have made an investigation, and that was that they dropped Jimmy down to 9th position where he finished, and he had to suppose to be finished and not in first place. So Jimmy is not the real winner, Tero is the real winner. Senna's got the 3rd place, Trucking is in 4th, Patsev is in 5th, I got 6th position, Inquisitor 7th, Joan 8th, Jimmy 9th, got dropped from the win all the way to 9th position, and that LLXC driver into 10th position. Meanwhile, the others, well, the one who blocked me, well, those other drivers, I don't know who are those things. So, well, if you like this video, if you enjoy this thing, well, hope you can like this video, and if you want to be a part of the Mexico Balls, you can subscribe to this channel, and also you can turn on the notifications if you don't want to miss any of my videos, and also you can join my Discord server, the link is in the description down below. So, have a great day, goodbye.